Most people think success is about effort. Work harder, stay consistent, push through. What they underestimate is something far quieter and far more powerful: who you're around. Your social circle doesn't just influence your mood, it shapes your standards, your thinking, your ambition, and eventually your outcomes. And the mental cost of staying around the wrong people is far higher than most realize. Social circles don't feel dangerous until it's too late. The wrong people rarely look like enemies. They're familiar, comforting, relatable. They don't tell you to quit, they just normalize staying where you are. That's what makes them dangerous. Average thinking doesn't arrive aggressively. It spreads slowly through jokes, excuses, and shared complaints. Over time, ambition starts to feel unrealistic, not because it is, but because no one around you is pursuing it. Average thinking spreads faster than ambition. Ambition requires energy, it requires discipline, discomfort, and delayed gratification. Average thinking requires nothing. It validates stagnation and rewards sameness. When you're surrounded by people who complain more than they create, talk about goals but never act, mock discipline as obsession, your mind absorbs those cues. You start lowering expectations without noticing. You stop aiming higher to avoid standing out. You adjust dreams to fit the room. That's not failure, that's conditioning. Comforting voices can quietly kill growth. Not all support is helpful. Some people support you by telling you what you want to hear. Others support you by telling you what you need to hear. The wrong circle prioritizes comfort over truth. They say, "You're fine the way you are. You're doing enough. Don't stress yourself." Those words feel good, but they slowly erase urgency. Honest voices challenge you. Comforting voices protect the status quo. And growth does not happen in the status quo. Why being the most driven person is a trap. If you're the most ambitious person in your circle, that might feel empowering at first. Over time, it becomes limiting. You stop being challenged. You stop being exposed to higher standards. You stop evolving. Growth requires proximity to people who raise the bar, not just cheer you on. Without that, progress slows and eventually stalls. Success demands friction. People defend their comfort, even if it costs you. When you change, it makes others uncomfortable. Your discipline reflects their inconsistency. Your growth highlights their stagnation. So instead of rising with you, some people will pull you back down. Not maliciously, but instinctively. They'll joke, minimize your goals, question your effort, not because you're wrong, but because your change threatens their sense of normal. Successful people become selective for a reason. High performers aren't antisocial, they're intentional. They understand that time, energy, and focus are limited. They don't spend them in environments that drain ambition. They choose conversations that sharpen thinking. They choose people who hold them accountable. They choose circles that reflect where they're going, not where they've been. Selectivity isn't arrogance, it's protection. Growth requires leaving familiar rooms. Outgrowing people doesn't mean you're better than them. It means you're different, and difference creates distance. That distance is uncomfortable, but necessary. Every new level requires a new environment. If you try to evolve while staying anchored to old circles, progress becomes heavy and exhausting. Sometimes the price of growth is loneliness, temporarily, but stagnation costs far more. Your environment is always teaching you. Even in silence, your environment educates you. It teaches you what's acceptable, what's realistic, what's too much. If no one around you is building, your mind learns to settle. If no one is disciplined, excuses feel normal. If no one is growing, ambition feels awkward. You don't rise by willpower alone, you rise by exposure. This is the real mental cost. Staying around the wrong people doesn't just slow you down, it rewires your thinking. You start doubting what once excited you. You hesitate before pushing harder. You settle for good enough. That cost compounds quietly, year after year, until one day you realize your potential never disappeared. It was suppressed. You don't become who you want by accident. You become who you're surrounded by. If your environment doesn't challenge you, it's shaping you downward. If your circle prioritizes comfort, it's training you to avoid growth. Be honest with yourself. Who you're around is shaping who you become. Choose accordingly. If this message hit home, subscribe for mindset content that helps you build the right environment for the future you want. Because ambition needs support, not resistance.